Peace, chosen ones. Happy Owl Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. And tonight, we're diving into why society labels spiritual gifts as evil, taboo, or demonic. When you have intuition, clear dreams, claircognizance, prophetic insight, energy sensitivity, ancestral gifts, etc., whatever it is, and why people fear the unknown. This is for anyone with intuitive abilities who has ever been told to tone it down, hide who they are, or question their own power, question who and what they are. Your spiritual gifts are not dark, they're not demonic, they're ancient, if anything, sacred, and oftentimes inherited. It's time for us to normalize this conversation and to stop letting fear tell our story. If you've ever experienced sharing dreams that came true with another person, or letting someone know that, hey, I felt something was off even before it happened, and then people start clutching their pearls and looking at you weird but not really saying anything, but what's really going on in their mind is they're thinking you're some type of witch or you're performing witchcraft, spell work, is demonic. No, your gifts are not demonic. Your gifts are not evil. Your gifts are not demonic. Your gifts are not evil. People feel this way because they fear the unknown, and the unknown makes them uncomfortable. Humans have a habit of labeling anything outside of their understanding as dangerous. If they can't measure it, test it, control it, they fear it. I personally think this is where science and religion come into play, and this is why spirituality has its own separate sector from both of those things. Even though me personally, I'm a science girl, I'm not religious, but I do respect religion. I'm 100% spiritual. Having spiritual gifts like intuition, prophetic dreams, claircognizance, clairaudience, any of the clair abilities, these abilities have been around longer than science, longer than organized religion, longer than the systems that try to shame them. If you grew up in a religious household such as myself, or just a religious family, you probably heard things like having intuition or being able to foresee things was the devil, that meditation was evil, and that you're opening portals. That listening to your spirit, your own personal spirit, or your spirit team, however, was somehow dangerous. Most of that, if not all of it, came from control. This entire place is built off of control. The issue is everyone wants control over other people. I think we should have a healthy amount of control over our own lives. But when you get to controlling what people can say and do as far as religion and spirituality goes, that becomes a problem. Controlling one's personal belief system has always been an issue. We can think for ourselves, hear divine guidance directly, feel energy, operate within discernment, and we can't be manipulated. So that means we can't be controlled. And this is a problem for those who want to control us. Intuitive people are harder to control. Sensitive people can sense a lie before it's spoken. We're picking up on energy. I don't even need to read body language. I don't need to read tarot cards. There's nothing wrong with either one, but I'm an energetic reader, if anything. I don't care how you present yourself. I don't care how you cloak yourself. Your true intentions will be revealed to me if they are malicious. And that's the real reason why people fear those of us who have spiritual and prophetic gifts, because they can't complete their mission to destroy. A lot of our gifts come from our ancestors. It's in the bloodline. I have native ancestry, indigenous to here, the Americas, and my people talk to spirit. My grandmother showed me how to talk to spirit. We knew how to read the sky. We communicated with animals. We listened to the wind. We listened to our dreams. We commune with the ancestors. Colonization, forced religion, assimilation happened, and those gifts were labeled as evil because those gifts completely strip away any right to control us. People fear what they can't control, especially other people. I've been considered to have gone quote unquote rogue or crazy plenty of times, all because I was right. And this is a large reason why a lot of our ancestors kept these gifts hidden. They kept these gifts secret because it was dangerous to express to other people that you had these gifts. It's only been up into the last, I don't know, decade that people are openly speaking about their spiritual gifts on social media in the manner in which it's done. You know, we have people like Bobby Hemmett who spoke about this back in the 90s, but these were conferences, like in-person conferences, and this information is being re-uploaded to the internet. Like I said, within the last decade, people have been just coming out about their spirituality online, and I love it. Even though it still has that same label, those same taboo, don't do this, it's dark, demonic, we just don't care anymore. we don't care. Because those same people, either they know that they also have spiritual gifts, or they don't know that they have spiritual gifts and they're interested in obtaining or connecting with their spiritual gifts. But a lot of these religious leaders, I know personally, I'm related to a lot of them, they know that they have spiritual gifts and they use them, but let you use your spiritual gifts is considered demonic because you're not a part of the religion. And at a certain point, we just have to let people think whatever they want to think. I don't argue about my spirituality with anyone. I say about 6 or 7 years ago, I spent a lot of time trying to prove myself, or to prove that my gifts were real, prove that they were not demonic. Today, you couldn't pay me to prove or disprove anything. Whatever you think is whatever it is, the way that I see it today. Everyone has intuition. Everyone has gut feelings. Some people embrace their gifts. Some people suppress them. I think the main issue that society has with those of us who have spiritual gifts, our gifts expose their fear. It's like a mirror. It highlights their disconnect from spirit. And then it's the authenticity of it all. Just being able to be yourself, to speak for yourself, to think for yourself. It challenges other people who are stuck inside of their own personal comfort zone. It doesn't make you evil or demonic. It means you're aware. It means you're tuned in, tapped in. When you can sense danger, feel energy, see signs, hear the divine, that's protection. The only people who don't want you to know that you're protected or to use your protection abilities are the ones who you should look out for, because they're probably the one who is going to attempt to harm you when they want you disconnected from yourself, disconnected from your gifts, disconnected from your spirituality, because that's the only way that they can strike. That's the only way that they can attack. Because see, here in this place, I like to call it the matrix. Here, everything here starts in the spirit, and then it makes its way down to the physical. So if you have no spiritual protection, you have no physical protection. And that's exactly what a predator wants. It doesn't matter what their title is. It doesn't matter what they look like, how much money they make, whether they're religious or not. A predator is a predator. And those are the only people who want your defenses down when it comes to protection. I think a lot of the stigma comes from those of us with spiritual gifts make other people have to face themselves. It forces them to acknowledge a world beyond what they can control. You can't control spirit. None of us can. You can't control the Most High. None of us can. And people fear what they can't control. They're terrified about what they can and cannot control, especially other people. It challenges the version of reality that they were taught. And a lot of people would rather defend a lie than evolve with and into the truth. So in the last part of this message, I just want to say, if you've been hiding parts of your spiritual gifts, your spiritual power, first and foremost, don't. There's nothing to be afraid of, especially not another human. Just like they belong here and they want to live their life, you belong here, and you should be able and free to live your life just as well as them. Your intuition is your protection. It's not evil. I highly suggest listening to yourself first above anyone else. Your dreams are not random. They're usually showing you a vision of something that happened in the past, maybe some pieces that you didn't put together during that time, or something that could be coming in the future. Always pay attention to your dreams. I keep a notepad and a pen next to my bed, and I think everyone should, because our dreams deliver messages. Your sensitivity is not weakness. Your spiritual gifts are not demonic. They are sacred. We are not here to fit into a fearful society. If anything, we're here to awaken it. So with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's Our Wisdom Wednesday. I really appreciate you listening. And remember, the world doesn't fear darkness. This place is already dark. We know that. It fears those of us who can see through the darkness, who can see through people's malicious and vicious intentions. Thank you so much for tuning in. Speak life over yourself, affirm over yourself, pray over yourself, protect yourself in the spirit and in the physical. And if this resonated, please hit the like button, and I will see you all next week on the next episode of Our Wisdom Wednesday. I love you. Peace.